it's spread out. Yeah, you're magic out. But there's a Clint. I guess an AP Bren pick.
Very unorthodox.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're ready for this. I don't think Fcap would ever bring out a
Blacklist International, and yes, gentlemen, Lord JM running the revitalized, tanky Benedetta. We saw this yesterday, but also from our old friend over at Diablo in MPL Singapore. He loves to do this.
Yeah, so we can expect Lord JM to be a menace again, disrupting Falcons AP Bren's rotation, their plans. Not necessarily go for the kills, but to do enough to force Falcons AP Bren to react to what Blacklist is doing. Because, again, if you just tuned in, you missed a huge play. Lord JM with the Khalid, chased after 4. There was even a Fanny from Kyle T's. He manages to escape. That actually made them win game number 3. That's why Blacklist is on match point now.
Yep, match point here at this point. But, you know, I have to kind of echo some of the thoughts here of the panel. Because, you know, Rockhart and Leo made good points. I mean, even for Few to bring this Eve, your game plan throughout this game and everything else is kind of, it's more so like one-dimensional, where like you really need to be fighting around that real-world manipulation. That's what you're going for and everything. And yeah, even with Rockhart, what Rockhart said, like, I feel like Super Marco was almost in a position where he just ended up picking this Clint. And they got to make it work, because look at this before the turtle breaks out.
Okay, they're going to try to make it work. Lord JM manages to escape. Flap TZ just goes in with a quick sand guard. That was 4 members of Blacklist trying to burst down Falcons AP Bren. So, okay, the last time that we saw a Clint, as the panel mentioned, was with Kellera. And Kellera shocked the world, proved the haters wrong. That Kellera is a good pick when push comes to shove.
Kellera's a good pick, or the Clint?
No, the Clint
there you go.
in Kellera's hands.
Kellera's always a good pick,
but
too.
What enabled Kellera, yeah, by the way, yeah. But what enabled Kellera to activate the Clint early on was a huge dominant start from King Kong. So that means Kyle TZ, if you really want to serve up Super Marco, eventually lead his power spike, he needs to step up and get those early game kills with the Suyo.
He does, and I guess, you know, in a way, that's really what you are going for anytime you even have a Suyo in your draft, right? And I think that's why also for Blacklist International, they went with that whole, let's just kind of extend these team fights, let's go and heal through a lot of this because they have the Rafaela. Not only that, but even the Revitalize will help them. And if they get to the later portion of the game, the amount of utility that they have and the amount of angles that Blacklist lineup can come from in a team fight or a skirmish is good enough to fight around the box. You know, that's really what we're looking at here. Because you're able to find your entry points for Oheb later on, especially with this sprint. Like, that alone will also make him kind of hard to catch and able to go and put pressure, even if Few just sets things up with the ultimate, you know, if they decide to go that way.
Yeah, and actually, the Blacklist lineup right now is actually misleading. You'd think they lack crowd control, but what Perks have shown us yesterday when he picked up the Rafaela, I don't know if it was Game 2 or Game 3 up against Omega, but leading towards that game win, they had an amazing three times he popped his Holy Baptism setup for 3 crucial times towards the ending game. That's why they won. So Perks isn't going to be a defensive kind of Rafaela. He's going to look for those Holy Baptism plays for the setups.
Yeah, be a little aggressive here for Perks. It's funny, too, because, again, that last game, you know, I was saying even throughout that, like, man, he hasn't found the kick he was looking for, and then at the end, he found it. Whoa, top side.
Speaking of find it, they're going to find Lord JM as he pops his Revitalize and Electro Final Blow just to walk away up against Flap TZ and Kyle TZ. So that's a resource down when it comes to the second turtle. So Falcons AP Bren, okay, they know this idea, they have this information as they try to work on Lord JM again. And this is what we were saying a while ago. Lord JM, he's not going to go for those kills. He just really wants to disrupt the formation and the pattern of Falcons AP Bren.
He wants to, but right now he's just going to go up. They might have to give this up because of the fact of what Fcap just did. And it looks like they'll do just that. So Turtle for the taking here. Fcap will secure that one. And all that was played off the fact that they got those resources out from Lord JM. And so now it's up to Blacklist International to go ahead and try to play the map, find what they can. That's what Lord JM does. Get some extra gold in his pockets up here. Flap.
Okay, forcing out the Raging Sandstorm. Hachi goes in with a Crimson Beacon. They want to go for Flap TZ, but Flap TZ with a quick Sand Guard. Gonna get picked up by Hachi. But the sustain is not there as he goes down. But Lord JM as well up against 3 members of the Bees.
Good trade. XP for XP. duke it out with that, but that's what Lord JM had to do. So Oheb, too, at this point, he's just going to put pressure on that bottom side. Look how far they're pushing Super Marco off. Good damage, though.
The grenade bombardments and the quick recall coming in from Super Marco is just too much. MP the King dangerously low and brings him down. A few picks up the kill, but Blacklist answers by taking a turret down bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sure if, again, that was the call they were looking for. That Spear of Alpha didn't land, but MP the King ends up saving Perks at least, but they do get a turret, so they convert that. You can see the gold between the gold laners. It's pulling ahead for Super Marco at this point. He's going to get the turret in response too, but everywhere else, except beside from Few, because he's got some of those early kills, they're getting that lead that they need, and they're building up for it. Lord JM got some extra gold ahead of Fcap, but ultimately, it's nothing too crazy that Blacklist International cannot handle before the next objective. So really what you want to keep your eyes on is where is Fcap kind of putting the pressure? What are they looking to lock down? If that means even just battle spells or ultimates and not necessarily converting a kill, I would say Fcap's happy with that on just getting the 3-for-3 turtles and not even having to fight because, again, they have an advantage with the lineup that they have around objective takes, and Blacklist will always have to look at a way to go around it. The only question is, do they have enough firepower at this point? Mid-turret tier 1 going to be worked on, but it's cleared through by Lord JM with the elective final blow. Oheb will still stay top side, so it might look like Blacklist will just give up this third turtle here unless MP can do something, but it looks like he's going to be too late.
Cross-map play for Blacklist as they try to go for Flap TZ at the tower again. Haji with a lantern flare, but Flap TZ remains unbothered. Oheb's going to successfully take down the turret, but okay, they're going to look for Oheb, and they managed to find him! Recall! How many milliseconds left before Oheb saves himself, but Flap TZ, quick thinking, manages to find Oheb.
Yeah, good pickup there, too. And I mean, Haji flickering out to the other side of the bush. He's like, it's got to be one of us, man, So it ends up being him. Fcap will go ahead, still building up on that lead here. And so really, you're looking at the items. Do they have enough? Does Blacklist have enough to win some of these fights? And, not just yet. Endless Battle now picked up, too, by Super Marco. They want this tier 1 mid, but Lord JM continuously using that ultimate, the electric final blow, to clear out the minions. Oheb needs a little bit more time, too. If you look at the main damage dealers, he needs time to build up because Super Marco, with the Clint pick, is hitting that damage spike way sooner. Look at that, already a couple shots only.
Oh, okay. Lord JM goes in trying to summon out 3 members of Falcons AP Bren, and I do agree, not just a couple of times, Oheb needs a lot more time to farm up. They can actually do this. This is like what happened during game number 3 where Falcons AP Bren was in full control. Then 2 crucial plays rather, turn things around for Blacklist. So right now, in terms of team fights, they can actually handle the damage that Falcons AP Bren is going to give, especially when it comes to the late game. Because again, Perks has this Rafaela. Now the question is, will the setups connect for Falcons AP Bren, for Flap and for Obit? Because if it doesn't, it might be a different story for the agents.
And that's the difficult part of it for Blacklist International is you're not really going to be the ones to initiate a fight. Unless for some reason MP the King ends up getting a Spear of the Alpha setup. Perks does have the Holy Baptism, but earlier we were saying, what if he's a little more aggressive? Well, this time they've got to adjust to what the lead is doing for Fcap right now. So if he's going to do something now, he's got a Flicker available, he's got the Holy Baptism, and they start up the Lord here. They're going to have to contest this one, it looks like. We'll see if they can pull it off. Half health right now on the Lord. Fcap in position. They'll take their time as well. And even with that Flask of the Oasis just being picked up here by Perks, that should help a little bit. But MP...
Oh, they're going to get bursted down. MP the King pops his Spear of Alpha just to walk away. It looks like Kyle TZ will secure this Lord. Flap TZ goes in with his own real world manipulation, is here to bring down MP the King as well. Few picks up the kill. AOT going to connect onto no one. Blacklist was able to evade that. Now Ogun might fall down in the hands of 3 agents. That's a trade Blacklist got. But Kyle TZ, Flap TZ going for the backline, cutting their exit route, working on Perks. Few is going to come here now. Flap TZ has to walk away because of the damage of Blacklist. So Falcons AP Bren did a very good job of not just zoning out Blacklist, but also securing the Lord and getting a kill onto MP the King.
Yeah, even in that fight, Blacklist, the way that they played that, even with Oheb kind of breaking ankles and using the sprint to go the other way, I'm surprised no one else went down, because it could have been way worse. And they have the healing to prove it and sustain through that fight, but they still have to deal with this Lord push in because Fcap, you know, as hard as it is to get some of those kills because of just how, you know, dynamic and how much mobility this lineup from Blacklist has, they're happy to just go ahead and take the objectives. They got the Lord, they can get these turrets, get to the base turrets and the Holy Shields down from this. So they're almost in a position where it's like, hey, Blacklist, you got to do something against us. Otherwise, we're just going to take all your turrets, and then we're going to take you to Game 5. So Blacklist trying to hold on to what they can.
Kyle TZ goes in with the stun onto Lord JM, forcing out that elected final blow, but Lord JM remains alive. And now Falcons AP Bren, their minions are pushing, popping the Holy Shields. Blacklist needs to defend this. They're not going to lose any inhibitor turret. And I do agree with what you're saying. But wait, okay, here comes Lord JM, goes in with the elective final blow again onto Ogwen. Pops his Revitalize. Here comes the counter attack coming in from Flap TZ with a Raging Sandstorm. AOG gonna connect onto every single agent, but Oheb picks up the counter kill. Ogwen's gonna fall down.
And that's the thing, they might re-engage off of this Fcap on the retreat. They don't have Ogwen. And so that's the thing, you know, they want them to fight. Fcap with the lead that they have, but Blacklist, they're playing the sustain game. They're playing that, the fact that they have the heals and they can disengage if they need to and then hopefully re-engage, especially when the Revitalize alone is up from Lord JM. It does help with that whole thing. And really, again, it's all just a timer. Whoa!
Oh, the damage coming in from Kyle TZ might be too much as Flap TZ goes in with the Raging Sandstorm. Quick Sandguard plus Flicker combination to evade a potential death. Lord JM is going to fall down. Heads up play there from Kyle TZ, charging up the Queller. Hit on Lord JM before he casted the elective final blow. That's why when the animation ended, Lord JM just went down.
Blacklist back to this, the form of just this Ube. They got to stay together, stay around Perks, providing that speed and the healing, of course. And it's all, you're playing for Oheb here. You're allowing Oheb to get the farm that he needs to hopefully have that changing blazing duet that will help them win a team fight. Haji picking up Sky Piercer, win a crown 2 for MP the King as they want to prep up for this Lord dance, this Lord shuffle. They got to get in position. MP the King's got to be tanky enough too that he doesn't get picked off himself. Takes quite a bit of damage just from the Lord alone right now. So pressure, if they can, on the side lanes. Flap will have to deal with that. Neither team, though, I don't think wants to fully commit to this. They're going to have to kind of feel out the area, set things up, keep an eye on Few where he decides to set up the real-world manipulation. And so we'll have to see what angle is taken, either Lord JM or a fully stacked Oheb here. They might break out in the fight and force the health on the Lord.
Okay, real-world manipulation will be dropped down as Flap TZ and Ogwen trying to zone out. Kyle TZ will get the Lord. Oheb goes in with a blazing duet. They might bring down Flap TZ there. Now the counter engage coming in from Blacklist. Lord JM making sure not to let Few go home. Haji goes in with a Crimson Beacon, forcing Falcons AP Bren to retreat. Flap TZ for a Lord. I think Falcons AP Bren got what they wanted.
They got what they wanted, which was the Lord at only the cost of Flap TZ. So Blacklist tried. Again, even despite them being behind, they are still trying to go for these fights, go for these objectives. They just unfortunately haven't found the right setup they're looking for. And even with that one, when Oheb went in with a blazing duet, it wasn't exactly the best place to do it, only hitting Flap at the time. So they'll clear out this Lord. They might be able to hold on to these base turrets. They can keep things from getting too out of hand here. They're trying to keep the Lord from getting in that range. So Fcap will focus elsewhere, maybe the mid lane as soon as that wave's pushing in. They gotta respect the poke coming out though too. Like the final blow gonna be used from Lord JM. Now the mid wave pushing into the base, but so far so good. A sliver of health on that bottom turret. Super Marco will get this one with the shot, but Blacklist holds on to as much as they can. Turret finally goes down.
Successful turret takedown for Falcons AP Bren without committing a lot of resources and without suffering casualties. So that's a good sign for Falcons AP Bren. This game compared to the previous game isn't as flashy because of course there's no Fanny, but it shows the discipline of Falcons AP Bren and their mental resilience to take things slow even if, you know, fatigue's kicking in because this is a best of 5 series. They know that they have to play it safe. They can't go for those risky plays even if they have a 6.1k gold lead because again, they're putting a lot of respect to Blacklist's counter engage. They have a lot of heals coming in from Perks. Lord JM, the Revitalize works quite well. So right now, Falcons AP Bren, they're going to do this by the book. If ever they get a pick off, they might force on inhibitor turret takedown, but ideally, they would go for another Lord Dance.
Yeah, you can see this pressure on the buff of MP, just keeping it, because really there's nothing else for Fcap to really do at this point unless they just wait for the Lord. At that point, they can wait for the Lord, force the fight, because you got to remember they're always wanting to fight around their strengths here with this lineup, which is just that Eve pick. The Eve pick alone and real-world manipulation is what you want to do. So for Blacklist, that's the same story. You know, huddle up, stay together, farm up, get those last items locked in, and hope that you're just ready to go by the time this Lord comes up. And so far, you know, that's why it's agreeable here. Inga, you said it, like, even with a lead that Fcap has, it doesn't matter, really, because the lineups for Blacklist is able to go toe-to-toe with Fcap for the most part. But where it does start to change is once you get to this portion of the game, that late game, where you do have some of the items being picked up, like the Immortalities, the Winter Crowns, the Wind of Natures being switched in, switched out, could change the cause of this. But the biggest thing, though, is the positioning for Blacklist. How do they utilize fighting or counter-fighting into what's going to be set up by Few here? That's always going to be the point of contention for them if they're able to pull it off. Super Marco now picking up that Wind of Nature. So you can see both XP laners, too, still staying down there, wanting to put some macro pressure around the map. And we'll see where Ogun goes into. Both the Revitalizers can play a part in this fight as they're both available. We still have Lord JM. Bottom side, half health on the Lord here. There's the setup.
Real world manipulation for Falcons AP Bren. They're going to work on this Lord. Okay, they're going to get the Lord there. Now they're trying to disengage AOG coming in from Owen. Oheb goes in with a blazing duet. They might be able to take down Flapteezy though, but Flapteezy flickers out. Now they're working on Ogwen. Ogwen still has his immortality though as Flapteezy goes in with a quick sand guard. Now Falcons AP Bren play this to perfection. They got the Lord, no casualties. Although they didn't go for the kills, it's a necessary thing to not lose any members of the Beast, because this Lord push, if you're complete, could end this right away and then force a Game 5 and eventually send Blacklist back into the lower bracket. The Falcons AP Bren, okay, they need to play this to perfection again. A good push, not getting picked off before the Lord comes in, and looking at the items. Oheb already locked in. You have to respect the potential of a blazing duet connecting onto every single member, and plus the heals coming in from perks.
They'll approach the base here. Lord on the bottom side. The focus of Fcap top side. They're going to try to clear this out right now. Good clear, though, for Blacklist. Still working on it. Mid-turret as well. Flap front side. Fcap can't jump into the base, too. Blacklist will work on the Lord. Next wave pushing in the mid. Fcap looking to take these turrets down. A couple of immortalities and defensive items available to them. But Blacklist still just healing through. A lot of even the poking coming through out on the outer edges. Right now, that top turret's going to be worked on.
Okay, they want to engage. They want to zone out Blacklist. They want to go for the inhibitor turret, and they will successfully break it down. Okay, goes in with Spear of Alpha, though. They're working on the clash. The counter engage coming in from Falcons AP Bren as they get MP the King. Oheb goes in with the blazing duet. The killing spree coming in from Haji. Pew's gonna fall down. Flapteezy though trying to soak up the damage. Lord JM on for the chase. They know that they can do it. Flapteezy might fall down. Another kill coming in from Haji.
They're going for it.
Super Marco pops his Purify, but Lord JM making sure there's no escape for the bulletproof. Lord JM trying to cut off the exit route of Ogwen. It's just Ogwen and Kyle Teasy. The Falcons AP Bren, they can still defend this. They have a lot of minions. They have a lot of turrets.
They got a lot of space to work around with, but you got to give it up for Blacklist to stay together, to keep calm and a cool head. And now, this is the biggest switch in momentum that they have here.
Whoa. 7 seconds before Few comes in. Ogwen doing his best to work on the minions. Here comes the ult. Winter Crown also will be popped. Ogwen just trying to zone out the remaining members of Blacklist. AOG will be casted. A successful defense for Falcons AP Bren. But again, the determination, the resilience of Blacklist. Man.
And that's why I was saying, Inga, I was saying this minutes ago, it doesn't matter the type of gold lead that Fcap had. You saw it unfold there. Blacklist, with the items that they already locked in at this point of the game, you know, you're 19 minutes in, it's all about their positioning and the way they layered those entry points. Again, MP jumped in first, right? He got some response from Fcap, and then later, Oheb came in with a blazing duet, able to hit, you know, multiple members, and then the follow through even from Lord JM. So now they've got to little bit of an advantage here if they can work with it. Fcap, though, they're not going to want to just give this one up. Half health on the Lord. The fight.
They're going to pick up Ogwen. Ogwen doesn't have his immortality. AOG, he'll be able to escape though. Few with the real world manipulation, but they're going for the backline, trying to force out Few. Flap TC, quick sand guard. Blacklist holding their ground, forcing Falcons AP Bren to retreat.
They're going to heal.
Oh, they might burst down the Lord though.
They're going to try to. Fcap. What do they do? There's the initiation.
MP the King goes in for Flap TZ. Flap TZ's immortality will be popped. He does fingers out. Quick sand guard just to heal up. Here comes the counter initiation coming in from Falcons AP Bren. Okay, now they can engage.
Both revitalize already used. This is the push and pull we always talk about as close as an evolved Lord dance that we've seen here as it resets after reset.
Oh.
And Fcap getting in position again. They know Lord Jam's got to clear and handle that wave up top as they try to get an advantage here. Few. No flicker available, just picking up the Divine Glaive. And now do they play into this? Once again, Lord Jam will be joining the fight. Revitalize almost available for Ogwen. And so they'll just reset, take their time, wait for all the ultimates and these battle spells to be back and available. Again, this is one of the upsides of having a Rafaela with you. And Flap and Lord Jam both their top side. Right now, neither team just wants to go just yet.
Look at Falcons AP Bren's lead. Almost non-existent. Haji has been doing a good job zoning out the members of the Bees. And with that previous clash, good play from Lord JM using the Electo final blow to reach where the source of the real world manipulation was coming from, which is Few. That's why Few had to flicker out, because if he didn't, this could be the end, the demise of Falcons AP Bren. And now Blacklist reacting to what Flap TZ has been doing, sending out Haji and Oheb also to get the purple buff.
This is difficult too, because both the lineups, it's not like you're going to make a surprise play. You know,
there's no Lu Yi.
There's no Lu Yi. You're not going to just go ahead and appear somewhere. Lord JM just kind of putting pressure on that off lane to keep it there. And he also, Flap's got to respond to it as they go ahead and start things up. Once again, they bought enough time for these battle spells to also be available. So we'll see if they punched it through. Again, one Revitalize can change the course of the fight.
Oh.
Mortality's here too. Fourth health. Are they actually going to go for it? Is it going to reset again? Probably one of the longer Lord fights we've seen throughout the season. And still Fcap respecting the fact. Real world manipulation set down.
Here comes
they don't have it.
Okay, no more real world manipulation for Falcons AP Bren.
Oh, this is tough being on here. You can see how much tension between both teams because of the fact that those are down, but they're going to fight it out.
Oh, I think they're committing onto Ogwen, popping a lot of ultimates. They're going to pop his Winter Crown. Flap TZ has to go in with a Raging Sandstorm, trying to save Ogwen here. MP the King's Immortality will also pop here. Will he be able to escape, though? No casualties yet for both of these teams. This is a long Lord Dance.
We can call it a Lord Dance once again. It's no more a shuffle, but here's the fight.
Blazing Duet coming in from the Filipino Sniper, but counters out with the real world manipulation coming in from Phil. They have to walk away, though. The agents are retreating. Falcons AP Bren still holding on to this Lord.
Oh, they're trying to heal through it. Lord JM had to clear the waves, but the Lord.
MP the King still here. Oh, they're working on MP Spear of Alpha. It's going to be a Retribution battle, but MP the King goes down. 3 agents as well. Falcons AP Bren got the Lord. A double for Kyle. Working on Oheb. His immortality will be popped, and he'll be erased in the map as Kyle TZ works on Lord JM. A payback for what Lord JM did in game number 3. And just like that, Falcons AP Bren will extend the series, and we will go to a game number 5.
Talk about a Lord